Have you ever found yourself trapped in a cycle of overthinking where your mind just won't shut off? It's like having a million tabs open in your brain, all playing different videos at once. You try to focus, but the noise is overwhelming. This can lead to anxiety, stress, and a feeling of being completely stuck. If this sounds familiar, I want to share a story with you that might just change the way you see your thoughts. There once was a successful businessman, let's call him Alex. On the surface, he had it all: a thriving company, a great reputation, and a comfortable life. But internally, Alex was struggling. His mind was a battlefield. He'd replay conversations from a week ago, worry about meetings that hadn't happened yet, and second-guess every single decision he made. This constant mental chatter was exhausting. His focus at work began to crumble. Deadlines were missed, important details were overlooked, and soon, his once flourishing business started to decline. He felt like he was losing control, not just of his company, but of his own mind. Desperate for a solution, Alex heard about a Zen master who lived in a remote monastery, known for his profound wisdom on the nature of the mind. Hoping to find a way to silence the noise, Alex made the journey to seek his guidance. When he arrived, he poured out his frustrations. He told the master, "My mind is like a restless monkey, jumping from one branch to another without a moment's peace. I try to force the thoughts away, to push them down, but they just come back stronger. I feel like I'm at war with myself, and I'm losing." The Zen master listened patiently, his expression calm and understanding. After Alex finished, the master didn't offer a complex philosophical lecture. Instead, he led Alex to a small pond next to the monastery. Floating near the edge was a large, hollowed-out pumpkin. The master gestured towards it and said, "Try to push this pumpkin under the water and hold it there." Alex, though a bit confused, waded into the shallow water and grabbed the pumpkin. He pushed down with all his might. The pumpkin, filled with air, was incredibly buoyant. The harder he pushed, the more fiercely it resisted, threatening to shoot back up to the surface. It was a struggle. His muscles strained, and he could barely keep it submerged for a few seconds before it would pop back up. Panting and frustrated, Alex looked at the master and said, "It's impossible. It just wants to float. The more I fight it, the more it fights back." The master smiled gently. "Exactly," he said. "Your thoughts are like this pumpkin. They are filled with the air of your attention and energy. When you try to forcibly suppress them, you are engaging in a struggle. You are feeding them with resistance, which only makes them more buoyant and persistent. You cannot win this fight by force." Alex was intrigued. "So what is the solution?" he asked. The master replied, "Don't fight it. Let go." He then gently took the pumpkin from Alex and simply placed it on the water's surface. He didn't push it or try to control it. He just watched it. The pumpkin floated calmly. A slight breeze rippled the water, and the pumpkin slowly, effortlessly, drifted away towards the other side of the pond. The master then said, "The solution is not to fight your thoughts, but to observe them. Acknowledge their presence, but don't engage with them. Don't judge them, don't analyze them, and don't resist them. Simply watch them as if they are clouds passing in the sky, or, like this pumpkin, floating away on the water. When you stop fighting, you stop giving them your energy. Without that energy, they will lose their power and drift away on their own." This simple analogy was a revelation for Alex. He realized he had been doing the exact opposite. He had been wrestling with every anxious thought, trying to pin it down and destroy it, only to find himself exhausted and the thought even stronger. He returned from the monastery with this new perspective. The next time a wave of overthinking hit, he didn't fight. He pictured himself sitting by the side of a calm pond. He visualized each thought as a pumpkin floating by. He'd say to himself, there's the "what if I fail" pumpkin, or "Look, the "I can't believe I said that" pumpkin." He didn't push them under. He just observed them, without judgment, and let them float on by. At first, it was difficult. The habit of engaging and fighting was strong, but he persisted. Every day, he practiced this mental observation. Slowly but surely, a remarkable change began to happen. The thoughts he used to obsess over started to lose their emotional charge. They still appeared, but they were no longer overwhelming monsters. They were just ... pumpkins. They floated into his awareness and then floated out. The space between his thoughts grew longer. His mind, once a raging battlefield, started to feel more like a peaceful, clear pond. With this newfound mental peace, his focus returned sharper than ever. He was present in his meetings, creative in his problem-solving, and decisive in his actions. His business not only recovered but began to thrive beyond its previous success. His relationships improved because he was more present and less reactive. He had discovered that true control wasn't about suppression, but about observation and acceptance. Alex's story is not unique. In our modern world, overthinking has become an epidemic. We are constantly bombarded with information. Our phones buzz with notifications, social media feeds show us curated highlight reels of other people's lives, and the news cycle never ends. We receive so much external input that our internal world can easily become chaotic. We absorb these impressions, and our minds try to process them all, leading to that feeling of being mentally overwhelmed and stuck in analysis paralysis. The core lesson from the Zen master and the pumpkin is profound. The key to mastering your mind isn't to become a thought warrior, but to become a thought watcher. It is about shifting your identity from someone who is asterisk and asterisk, the chaotic river of thoughts, being tossed around by the current, to someone who is sitting peacefully on the riverbank, simply watching the water flow by. So how can you apply this in your own life? Start small. You don't need a monastery or a pond. You can do this right now. Find a quiet place for just a few minutes. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. As thoughts arise, and they will, don't get frustrated. Your goal isn't an empty mind. Your goal is to notice the thoughts without getting caught up in them. Imagine each thought as a leaf floating down a stream. Acknowledge it. There's a thought about my to-do list, and then let it float away. Don't follow it down the stream. Just return your attention to your breath and wait for the next leaf. Practicing this kind of mindful observation, even for 5 minutes a day, can have a massive impact. It strengthens your focus muscle. It creates a buffer between you and your thoughts, giving you the power to choose which ones you want to engage with. This practice doesn't just bring peace. It enhances performance. When you're not wasting energy fighting your own mind, you have so much more energy available for your work, your passions, and your relationships. You become more creative, more intuitive, and more resilient in the face of challenges. Ultimately, your greatest strength isn't found in controlling the world outside of you, but in learning to master your world within. The ability to control your thoughts isn't about eliminating them. It's about changing your relationship with them. It's about realizing that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. By learning to watch them calmly and let them pass, you can quiet the noise, find your inner peace, and unlock your true potential. Your life will begin to move in a more positive, focused, and fulfilling direction. So the next time you feel your mind spinning out of control, remember the pumpkin. Don't push it under the water. Just let it float. Observe it, let it be, and watch as it drifts away, leaving you in a state of calm clarity. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content on mastering your mind and living a more fulfilling life. I'd love to hear about your own experiences with overthinking in the comments below. See you in the next video.